Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's a 1974 horror movie directed by Tobe Hooper. That guy, the one from Poltergeist. No, Poltergeist. Oh, nice. This movie is widely recognized as being one of the goriest, more brutal horror movies of all time. And it's not. It really isn't. If you watch the actual movie, there is very little blood, even though a couple of it is actually real blood. If you look at the trivia, you will know in which scenes it's real. But there really is not much blood, not much gore, not even much violence in the movie. And it's also very old, so it doesn't look as scary as it did once. But then, this was very entertaining, very entertaining. First of all, it's 88 minutes long, 83 minutes long. It's a very short movie. You get in, you watch it, you get out. Very, very fast. And I do think that older horror movies manage to do something that newer ones really can't. That's make you care about the characters in a very fast way. Because here, the 5 teenagers who are going to a graveyard to see how their grandpa's grave is doing, if his body's still there, because a couple of bodies have started missing or they've got their limbs cut off. So they go there, they check how things are going, and then they go to an old abandoned house of their family. Pretty standard stuff, and yeah, this is 1974, this is pretty much one of the first slasher movies. Even though there isn't much slashing, honestly, there's a little bit, one scene with a chainsaw, but you don't see anything. And that's the thing, you don't see much, but what's implied, what's off screen, is actually quite disturbing. It really, really is. And the first part of the movie is very weird, but it's also very well acted, even though the character who played Franklin, it was weird, very weird. It probably has something to do with the wheelchair, because I don't know if the guy was not able to use a wheelchair very well, the actor, or the wheelchair was kind of broken in a couple of scenes, I don't know. But the second act of the movie and the third act, they are very intense. They're not quite as scary as something more modern that we're more used to, but it's still very intense nonetheless, and I loved it. There is a very prolonged chase scene that's very gripping with Leatherface, the famous iconic villain of the franchise. I honestly thought that this was just a good time. Even though it's very old, I can see a lot of people just dismissing it, saying, yeah, it's not all that great. If you're if you're a big fan of horror movies, this is actually pretty good to see how they've evolved through time. And this was pretty solid. It's not gory, it's not all that violent, it is pretty intense, and I think I'm repeating myself quite a lot, but I don't want to spoil it, because compared to other movies like Halloween, or Friday the 13th, or Nightmare on Elm Street, I've never heard a lot of people spoiling this movie, except for one particular scene in the end, but even there isn't much to spoil, but at the same time you can ruin the entire movie knowing what happens. And so I think you should definitely check this movie out. You can find it pretty easily anywhere. It's not as bad as everyone says it is in terms of graphic content. Go and watch it. Even if you're not fans of bloody things, it's still pretty intense. If you like thrillers in general, definitely watch it. It's pretty good, it's pretty damn good. Even though it's old. But the fact that it's old adds to the rawness of everything. It's a very raw movie to look at. It looks very gritty, so every time someone gets hit by something, it looks pretty real, and it's pretty effective. I don't want to spoil the movie, I don't want to do it. Ooh, but still guys, have you seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Do you want to see it? Which one is your favorite movie of the franchise? This is actually the first one I've watched, but I actually have the entire collection that I want to see as quickly as possible. But still guys, thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.